Hey everybody, Boris speaking at Forex. Welcome to the crosses section for August 20th to August 24th, 2018. And this week we have a combination of risk on, risk off trades, as well as some relative strength trades that I think are very interesting. Let's take a look at the crosses that I have in mind. The thing that really caught me by surprise this week was actually the strength of pound yen, because individually, both pound and dollar yen look relatively weak. Yet the 140 bid on this particular pair has really held firm. And if we do get any kind of risk-on flow at the beginning of this week or sort of middle of this week, there's a potential here for us to really make a nice smooth move towards 142. The risk is relatively low. I'll show it to you on the charts. And it does show a pretty strong basing formation. Aussie Kiwi, on the other hand, has really come in after the big breakout on the RBNZ decision 2 weeks ago. The dovishness of the RBNZ has really worn off. And now we're actually finding ourselves both technically and fundamentally into a pretty strong support zone, because now we're underneath the 110 level. We're at this 109.50 support zone. The chart still looks like it's an uptrend, and if you believe in the idea that we're going to get differentiated rate paths between Australia and New Zealand, which continues to be this case as RBA continues to be more hawkish than the RBNZ, this could provide a very interesting value proposition for the pair. So it looks pretty good as far as buying at near-term support. And then the last pair is kind of interesting, just simply from a relative strength point of view. Surprisingly enough, Euro Kiwi really has come in. So if this is sort of a contrary play to the Kiwi weakness, you can play it both ways in the sense that I think if you have Euro weakness, you're going to have much greater Euro weakness than you will have Kiwi weakness, because Kiwi's kind of sold out. And if you do get a surprising Kiwi strength, which could come from nowhere, but I've seen weirder things happen, of course, whatever the reasons may be. It still trades very well against the euro in this particular setup. Let's actually take a look at this chart first. So here we are. You can see that it looks very much like an uptrend, but it's an uptrend that's been really extended. The 20-period SMA is well above the long-term SMA of 500. We have a big amount of gap here. There's a big flame out of the 74 level. And it looks vulnerable here to break the 72s. A break of 72s could easily take us down to this big support at 71s. So surprisingly enough, that looks like actually a sell rather than a buy, even though it's in a big uptrend as we look at it. The other surprise here that I think is really worth watching is the pound yen. Now this is obviously in a downtrend, but look at how well we held the 140. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4 days or 5 days of just them buying the 140 relentlessly. And if we can just have a positive close day here, somewhere around on the highs of the day, that would really seal a pretty serious technical formation to the bottom. The 20-period SMA doesn't come in till about 142, 143 at this point, so plenty of room for us to come back towards the SMA, which gives us, I think, scope at least here for 100, 150 points to the upside if we get any kind of risk-on flows as the trade progresses. So I think that's sort of interesting and kind of surprising. And then last but not least, let's take a look at the Aussie Kiwi trade, which, yes, so we had this big positive breakout in RBNZ, but literally it was just done in one day. It's amazing that there was just no continuation, which is very common with this cross. This cross just tends to really rebalance itself. But now that we've kind of come back towards the moving average support here at around, we're at 110.20 right now. The real support lies at around 109.50 or somewhere. It presents a pretty interesting value proposition. You can see we've had 4 straight days where basically we've held bid, where anything underneath the 110 was bought. So if we get hawkish RBA minutes, or maybe even just simply dovish New Zealand data, just sort of bad data out of trade balance or bad data on the retail front, either one of those factors puts us right into a position of a race back up to 111, and that provides us a very interesting proposition. Whereas this was a big chase trade, this now becomes a pretty good value trade, still in a very strong and reaffirmed uptrend. So that is my best ideas for the crosses for this week. Wish you guys the best of luck, the best of trading. Boris, over and out.